What's up, guys? It's the Vinlander, back with another video, and today I'm calling out the wimps and posers yet again. Seems like when the summer comes around, the wimps and the posers come out of the woodwork like termites. And if you don't know what I'm talking about these people on this platform that try to make fun of people who are actually passionate about metal. At the end of the day, that's the whole point of being a metalhead, is that you actually do take it seriously and that you do like the music. I thought a good comment came from Scottish Tea Warrior Man talking about how back in the day, you had to basically earn metalhead status. It was about your mentality, what metal knowledge you had, being the bands that you knew, shit like that, and of course, what you owned on physical format. Nowadays, you got all these posers who want to claim they're into metal, but they don't know jack shit about it. You get these guys, coming in the comments saying stuff like, oh, it's wrong to categorize people, or oh, you take metal too seriously. But yet, these are the same people that would watch something like the False Metal Tempest, the same guy that has new metal stickers on his fridge and claims that rap is now metal.
Shut up, Mimsy!
I mean, tell me that's not a comment worthy of a dunce cap. Because first of all, these are the kind of people who are criticizing the channel that, come in the comments and say stuff that in return that I'm crying about people's opinions, not them. They're actually in denial at this point. But yet, they're the ones in the comments worrying about another grown man's opinion. But they try to turn the tables and say that I'm the one crying about it because I'm calling them out. So, first of all, there's a big difference. Crying about something is exactly that. You're coming into my comment section, a channel that you're watching, that you are helping get views, but you're coming in the comments to hate on it because you don't like what I'm saying, because I don't pander to the modern world agenda. That's what it is. If I was one of the wimps and I did all the stuff that they did and tried to, suck corporate cock the way that they do, I guarantee you I wouldn't have those wimps in the comments, and I wouldn't have people that made multiple videos about me that were literally almost in tears just simply because I have an opinion that is not mainstream.
I want to be in the Special Olympics.
I mean, tell me when I'm telling lies. I know that I'm not, because I've seen it with my own eyes. And another thing that I know is that I'm never wrong just early, and I'm always bringing you the facts before anyone else does. That's how I know I'm not telling lies. So, with that being said, another thing I wanted to put out there that kind of proves this point, that all of these people are definitely posers, is something that Finn McKenty said. Because obviously a lot of people came to him with questions after he quit YouTube, being someone who had a lot more views than most people do. And he basically exposed the world of posers. I made that video calling him out about being a poser because he was. Okay, if you pretend to like something that you don't, that is being a poser, right? But at the end of the day, he was posing off of posers. And what I mean by that is, he was pretending to like poser bands like Bring Me the Horizon and Linkin Park so he could get views on YouTube. So, and I think he even said something along the lines of, if he mentioned anything about like, Morbid Angel or like a real metal band, that no one would watch it. That proves my point even more. The fact that a lot of the people in the scene these days are not true metalheads. They like all the fake shit, and if you talk about that stuff nonstop, you're getting more views. And another thing is that when I look at my own analytics, all of my videos that have anything controversial in them, especially titles, if it has something about, normies or false metal or, slaughtered a gay veil or whatever the fuck, those videos are getting like triple the views of a collection update. That's the cool stuff. That's the good shit. When I'm showing off some good black metal and stuff like that, it gets like 300 views. I make a video like this calling out the wimps, and it gets 800, 1,000. I've seen all the way up to 2,000. My most watched video, unfortunately, it's not monetized because I didn't have the amount of subs at the time. It was my video about metal TikTok and why it was cringe. That has like 3,500 views. Because the scene thrives off controversy and is really not that much different than a lot of the normie world. That's what normies do. They care more about controversy than the things that they're actually passionate about. The normies, they sit around and watch mainstream TV worrying about Hollywood celebrities, who's banging who, and who got shot on Fifth Avenue last night. That's all stuff that people like me don't give two shits about. Because for one, it has nothing to do with me, and two, I actually have a passion for something else. An actual subculture that exists, at least for us that want it to. I know a lot of the wimps don't, because they want to cancel certain bands for having opinions that they don't like. They want to try and cancel channels like mine. They like to try and slander me and make me out to be this horrible person for simply speaking the truth. At the end of the day, those are the ones crying about stuff, not me. I am exposing all of this nonsense because it should not be in our scene whatsoever. Metal is supposed to be tough, it is supposed to be offensive, and those people aren't even supposed to be anywhere near it. They got near it because there's so much weakness in the scene. There's bands who suck corporate cock just as much as a lot of these YouTubers do. Oh, we won't say that because that's too offensive. Oh, if we say something bad, we'll issue an apology. You should give no apologies. If you're a real metal band, you give no apologies and you're anti-human, anti-life, and you're screaming fuck everybody every day. That's what it's truly about. It's about smacking the absolute dog shit out of the wimps who are crying about your music. Hate to break it to you, but that's the truth. And one last thing I want to put out there before I end this video off is, of course, that this is not a thing that only exists in the metal scene. When I talk about, these metal YouTubers trying to get brownie points from the algorithm and, sucking corporate cock like they do, this has to deal with a lot of people on YouTube. You realize that like 90% of YouTubers are not actually giving you their raw, unfiltered opinion. You want to know why that is? One, they're afraid of being canceled. Two, this is a business, so obviously people want to make money on it, and they know if they say more controversial shit, like I do, then they're going to make significantly less, they're going to have less of a fan base, so they're not going to tell you what they really think. And the third reason, is the biggest one, is because they're wimps. They're weak-minded individuals who are afraid that a company, a corporation, could try to ruin their life for simply speaking the truth. And by ruin their life, I mean take their channel down and their entire source of income. But the thing is, for me, this is not my main source of income. This is a side thing. I have a job and I have 2 channels on here. This one and a gaming channel, which is not yet monetized. Hopefully one day it will be. But my main source of income is my job, my real life job, not this. So if this channel gets shut down today for me saying something that the company doesn't like, then at the end of the day it doesn't matter to me. They can go pound sand with the rest of the wimps because it's not hurting me whatsoever. That's the difference between me and your average YouTuber who's trying to do this for a living. On my channel, you're getting the raw, unfiltered opinions. On theirs, you're not. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.